Do you struggle expressing yourself naturally, and do you wish to finally be able to express yourself naturally with ease? Like all those people you see around you who it seems so effortless to be confident and to be social.
In this video, we're going to share with you 3 easy techniques that you can apply immediately after this video to bring your social life to the next level. These techniques are very easy to apply, but still extremely powerful, and they will have a huge impact on your social life. So let's dive into it.
All right, so we're going to start off with point number 3, which is allow yourself to have fun. It's absolutely crazy to see that a lot of people have actually forgotten what it means to have fun. You see, in modern life, people are so preoccupied with being busy, getting things done, focusing on results, that a lot of this playfulness that we had as when we were children kind of got lost. But if you want to become more socially expressive, if you want to have a great social life, one of the skills you have to kind of remember that you had when you were a child is to have fun. And so there's different ways that you can go about having fun, and Max is going to share a little bit about ways you can do that.
Yeah, so first of all, I think a great way to have a lot of fun is moving yourself very consciously, like really to connect with your body. Maybe you can close your eyes, maybe you can turn on some music, some sounds, and just listen to your body, feel into it, and then you can start moving, you can start dancing like intuitively. And you can do that alone or with some friends, people that you want to share this with, and you want to do this together. And by that you can train yourself, your mind, to build this connection with your body, because a lot of fun is really when you are connected to your body, because these feelings, emotions, they are in your body, they are not in your mind, they are not in your thinking, in your brain, but your whole being, and you want to involve your whole being into the experience. So that's why it's extremely important to connect with your body, and I think one of the best ways is by moving it in a very conscious way, like building the connection, using music, or maybe just doing some fun movements for yourself. Like when you're at home, you can like just jump, and maybe you just do some boxing, or you do, I don't know, do you want to share something?
Absolutely. I love what you just shared, because what I think the essence of it is to make the movement creative, to experiment with different ways. And as Max said, like with the boxing, with the jumping up and down, try to think of different ways how you can creatively use your body. And I think it's a good way to kind of imagine different situations. You can, for example, imagine you were in a rush. Imagine you had all the time in the world. Imagine you were a surfer surfing on a surfboard, right? And you can just stand in your room and imagine, like, oh, you're surfing through the waves and you're on that surfboard, and you can have the time of your life just by involving your body. And I think it's so relevant what Max said, because a lot of people who struggle with social anxiety, who struggle with overthinking, they're not connected to their bodies, as Max said, and that's so important. So in terms of having fun, you need to ask yourself, what activities bring you joy? You see, one of the problems in modern society is that a lot of people, they're not connected to the things that truly bring them joy. A lot of people have jobs that they don't really enjoy doing. They live a life that they don't really enjoy living. So they don't really know what is fun for them. They think, coming home from work, being stressed out and being tired, lying on the couch and watching TV, that's fun. But they have forgotten the things that truly bring them fun and bring them joy. So Max is going to talk a little bit about how you can have more fun in your life, and how you can improve your social life as a result of connecting to and doing activities that bring you joy.
Yeah, so first of all, I think a great way to start doing that is just trying stuff out, like go on workshop, go on trial lessons, just try new stuff out and feel how that makes you feel. Do you resonate with it? Do you enjoy it, or don't you enjoy it? And just listen to your intuition and develop this feeling of your intuition. Broaden your perspective of what's out there in the world. And just develop this view, what's there, what you like, what you don't like, and integrate these things that you like more into your life. So it's basically about starting new hobbies that eventually can lead to new passions that you get very passionate about. And passion, I think, is one of the best things that you can have in your life to have fun. And for me, for example, that's definitely music, playing instruments, singing, composing music, producing music, making music with other people. But also, recently, I just discovered that I really love drawing pictures, paintings. Yeah, I would just recommend you trying this stuff out for yourself, what you like, what you don't like, and integrating these more into your life. And if you combine that with the movement part where you connect yourself with the body and your emotions on a deeper level, then you can enjoy these activities even more.
And you might wonder, what do these activities have to do with your social confidence and making it easier for you to interact with new people? The truth is as Max already said, is if you want to be socially confident, if you want to be expressive, you need to actually enjoy life. You need to be a passionate human being. Not many people like being around others who are dispassionate, who don't have anything going on in their lives. So the best way to become more attractive to people, to be more socially confident, to have more fun in social interactions, is if you do things in your life that you're passionate about. That means when you talk to new people, you don't just have topics as in what was on the last television show, but you actually have things in your life that you can talk about that you really enjoy talking about. And so a crucial part of that is that you make a conscious choice to have fun. I have a coaching client who I've been supporting on this journey, and one of the things he discovered is he has a difficult time having fun in his life. And so we kind of dig deeper and asked how he can integrate more fun and joy into his day-to-day life. And one of the things I helped him to discover is that you can have more fun simply by making a decision to have fun. That's a really powerful way to go about this. And one point in terms of fun is that the inner dialogue you have, how you speak to yourself, is crucial. By asking better questions, you can have more fun. One of the things I heard from Will Smith, the actor, is that he asks himself questions such as, how can I make this moment epic? How can I make this moment amazing? And imagine how different of an emotional response you have when you ask yourself a question such as, how can I make people not judge me? And how can I not get rejected? Versus, how can I make this moment awesome? How can I have a great time? How can I add value? And how can I have fun here? And so the questions that you ask are very, very important.
Yeah, because the questions create the frame, the perspective, how you see the world, right? Because reality is basically a subjective experience. Everyone experiences reality in a different way. So when you have a situation and you have 10 people in the situation, you have 10 different experiences based on their personal emotions that they are in, their state and their worldview and how they see the world and what questions they ask. So if you think about what questions you ask yourself on a regular basis, like on a day-to-day basis, and you make them conscious to you, and then you change them into this positive direction, you can really make a positive change to your life.
And now we're coming to point number 2, which is something I learned from Jim Quick, which is practice makes progress. And if you want to be more expressive in your life, then the best way to do that is to have practice. Imagine this. Imagine I asked you tomorrow to go on stage and sing in front of 1,000 people. If you haven't practiced singing, your anxiety level is going to be through the roof. You're going to have a very difficult time, and it's going to be hard for yourself to enjoy yourself. Why? Because that's too much too fast. If you know The Biggest Losers, the TV series where it's about fat people and they are all about like losing lots of weight in a very short period of time. In my perspective, it's not really the approach you want to take, because these people are there forced through so much in such a short period of time. So instead, what you want to do is you kind of want to gradually try out different things, so you kind of build that muscle, not too much too fast. And we're going to share with you guys, Max is going to talk a little bit about like different ways how you can start practicing self-expression, so that when you're in social situations, you feel more at ease because you've already practiced them by yourself or with friends.
Okay, so one way to practice self-expression is to make yourself aware of what components there are for self-expression. And I think the most obvious one is your voice. Yeah. So what I recommend is that you connect with your voice by closing your eyes. Maybe you can do that right now. Just close your eyes and feel into your throat. Feel into your breast, into your lungs, and take a deep breath. And when you breathe out, you can make a little sound like and as you can hear, you can just take a sound and you can morph it, you can alter the pitch, the frequency, and you can just play around. And I recommend that you do that for a few minutes, as much time as you have, on a regular basis. So you can, for example, when you have a morning routine, you can take 2 minutes or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just a really small amount of time, and use that time to practice your voice, to connect with your voice and to play around with it. Yeah. So, for example, this exercise, closing your eyes, taking the deep breath in, breathing out, and just making a sound. Just making a melody, whatever comes up. You can also just stay on one pitch and just do like okay, these were two, but you get what I mean. Like, just play around with it, and you can you can do a lot more. I don't want to go too deep into this in this video because it's a huge field, like practicing with your voice, but that's a very simple and effective exercise you can use in your day-to-day life just to connect with your voice, to develop it, to get aware of it, and then also to play with it in social interactions. So the voice is what you use to communicate and to connect with other people. So what I can recommend, and this is more of a mental exercise than of a vocal exercise, is that you speak from your stomach, or from your core, or from your heart. You can also take your heart and feel into that, and then you can also take a deep breath, and then you can speak from that part, and imagine that you take the energy from that part into your voice, and you project your voice to the other person. And just get aware that your voice is this force, this power that you have to shine in the world, to communicate, to express yourself in this world.
So not only can you interact with people with your voice, but a powerful way to express yourself is through your body. And so, similar to what we talked about in the beginning with having fun, is try out different ways of expressing yourself through your body. Like, pay attention to my body language right now. Like, I'm using my hands, I'm using my voice, I'm kind of bringing forth my body language. But there's different ways to do it, and I want you to kind of get a feel for your body and play with your body in an expressive and creative way. So what are some different ways you can do that? You could, for example, on purpose, try to be shy. Right? There's this thing called paradoxical intent. And I know somebody who had a problem with stuttering. Stuttering when you say something, but you cannot really say it. And so he always tried to stop stuttering. It was a problem for him. And then somebody told him, you know what? When you speak with people, try to stutter on purpose. It's a thing called paradoxical intent. And so when he did that, he went to a coffee shop and he asked can I have a coffee? And by using the paradoxical intent, by stuttering on purpose, he was actually able to transform his stuttering problem. So try the same thing out. If you're shy and you're like, I don't want to be shy, I don't want to be awkward, like try to actually be shy, like use the body language of a shy person. Like, you're timid, like change your breathing pattern like that of a shy person, and play around. Like imagine you're a proud person and you speak with pride and you talk to the world like this, like a proud king. You can speak angrily, you can speak sad, you could be the happiest person in the world, you can be amazingly happy and life is great and it's awesome. And you can be depressed. Man, there's no opportunities in this life, everything sucks. Like you can play around with that and look at what I'm doing with my body. I'm experimenting, I'm playing with my body. And these are different ways that you can kind of learn to express yourself through your body and through your voice at the same time.
Yeah, and a good way is, like I said, the movement exercise to express your communication, what you want to communicate to people, even more and even more emphasized, is already something that becomes more and more natural. So you don't even have to force it that much. But in the beginning, it can be the case that it feels forced, and that's totally okay. Yeah, because you're not used, maybe you're not used to using your body language that much. And if that's the case, then really go for it, play around with it, play around with the dancing, with the movements, and then using your voice and using this more and more in communication. But if you train that by yourself at home, with the voice, what I told you, and with the body, the dancing, your mind and your brain is already like prepared for it, and the neural circuits are already built, and then it's easier to apply that also in social interactions. Yeah. So that's what helped me a lot. For example, in the past, like I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, we went to a river, and we turned on the music, and we just did like 1, 2, 3, 4 hours of dancing and getting into the body. And in the beginning it felt completely forced, and I didn't know oftentimes how to move, or I moved for 10 minutes then, and then I stopped, and then I forced it, and that was totally okay, because by time, like the feeling, it's like your body has its own intelligence and its own feeling of moving, and you connect with it. Yeah, it's almost like you have a wall that's between you, your current self, and your body intelligence, and yourself that expresses yourself naturally. Yeah, and by practicing that and maybe even forcing it, you destroy this wall, or this wall disappears more and more, and you connect with this body intelligence in yourself, and it becomes just second nature to you.
Yeah, and I also think a great way is to kind of think about people in your life, think about characters, think about people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or think about like a princess or whatever, and kind of play around with like trying to imitate these persons and becoming open for trying out new things. So now we're coming to the last point number 1. And Max will share with us a little bit about another powerful way that will help you become more socially expressive.
Yeah, and that is technique number 1, and it is about expressing your inner aspects. And what do I mean by that? I guess you know that you have not only one self, that you are all the time, but that you are different selves, different kind of personalities at different times, different situations. And you have different aspects within you, within your psyche.
So let me give you an example to make that more clear. There's a part of you that may be more disciplined and focused and get things done. At the same time, there's also a part of you which is lazy. And so that's kind of what Max is referring to when he talks about that.
Yeah, and if you're struggling with social situations and with social interactions, you probably know the victim self and the judgmental self. So the victim self is the aspect of yourself that thinks like, I cannot do that, I'm just too unsocial, people think I'm awkward, and all these kind of thought patterns. If you have these thought patterns, then this self, this victim self is active, yeah, in that particular situation. And then also your judgmental self gets active, like the world is a bad place and people are bad, society is bad, society is not supportive for humans, and all these thought patterns. And these two, the victim self and the inner judge or the inner critic, are of course deeply connected. But what I want to show you now is that you can give these aspects, when they are active, when you notice them, you can give them a voice. You can also do the paradoxic intent again. And by that I mean that you don't judge yourself or this aspect of yourself, yeah? Because usually if you have these thought patterns, there's some resistance against some part of yourself. And what you want to do in this exercise is that you step into the victim self and you make it even bigger, like you become your victim self. So you connect to that victim self, to that part of yourself, and you can even give it a name if you want to. If you want to, you can even give it a name and give it maybe a personality and see it as a character, as a person. And what you do is you become that character, and you can use your body, your voice, and your language to become that character. Yeah, that can look, for example, the following. Like usually you contract a little bit when you're your victim self, so maybe you want to do something like this, and maybe you look down a little bit and you think like, oh, I'm so helpless. I cannot be helped. Like, people don't like me. I think I shouldn't be here. People hate me. People hate me. Like, people hate me. Ah! I don't like myself. I don't like myself. And you can do something like that and stepping really into it, embodying that aspect. And in this, if you want to take it even a step further, you can go into the meta perspective. And when you're in that personality, in the character, and you can just connect to your heart, to your love, and send love and acceptance to that part that you're in that situation, and that you embody. And you can do the same with the judgmental part, like society is so fucking bad. I hate society. People are people. I hate people. Why do people behave so strange and so hateful? And why is society this way? I cannot fucking understand that. And you can play around with that part, which is maybe more angry and maybe more frustrated, and you express that, and then you can calm yourself down again and take a deep breath. Maybe put one hand or two hands on your heart, breathe into it, and accept that aspect, send acceptance to it. But even if you cannot, that's okay. You already integrate it and accept this part more when you do this embodiment exercise, when you act these inner aspects of yourself out. And so what you can do is you can take these two, the victim or the judgmental self, but you can also observe yourself in your day-to-day life and just observe your thoughts and what patterns repeat on a day-to-day basis or in social situations. And then you can give these thought patterns a character and do the paradoxic intent. step into that pattern, into that personality, and embody that.
Yeah, so why is that so powerful? Because usually we tend to be judgmental about these parts of ourselves. We kind of push them away, and there's this saying like, what you resist persists. So by kind of doing the opposite of what you normally do, it's where you normally beat yourself up for having that victim self, having that judgmental self. You actually change something because you give that part of you acceptance. And as Max said, it's not about like being a victim all the time. It's like making a conscious choice when you feel that victim part of you to give it space, to give it room, breathe into your heart, and then kind of let it go. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. How was it for you, Max?
It was epic. It was so epic, man.
Yeah, man, we made an epic video.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. Max and we made different videos together. He did a 10-day Vipassana meditation retreat. We talked about that. We also had some other videos on the channel where we talked about the law of attraction and how to raise your vibration and these kind of things. So I really love having you here and making these videos with you.
Thank you.
And so if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and leave me a comment. Leave us a comment down below. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? And we are going to see you guys in future videos. And now I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. Now we're going to both go to the camera like this. 3, 2, 1.
Have fun!